testifying, I'm flying above the circle. I got to find their watch as I plan to show you, and I climbed up the ladder, they don't know just what I'm holding. Electrifying, lifting you up and over again. They can't define us, an indestructible force to deal with. It never hurt us, there ain't no mercy out on the streets, but I'm with my brother, he tagged me and get somebody beat up. You can't even see us, but we put you up and over again. Testifying, I'm flying above the circle. I got to find their watch as I plan to show you, and I climbed up the ladder, they don't know just what I'm holding. Electrifying, lifting you up and over again.
Welcome to the Up and Over Podcast, a professional wrestling podcast where a bunch of marks discuss pro wrestling, where everything's a work and none of our opinions matter anyway. Firstly, I'd like to introduce the eclectic duo from Wilmington, North Carolina. Firstly, Big Papa C, and the C stands for Control Your Narrative. That's my man, Cortland. He's got cocaine! We have Mr. Millsman himself, Kenny Omegle, Patty Mills.
What's goody? What's goody? How y'all doing?
I feel so disrespected.
Oh, dude. This is chaotic, bud. Streaming from the living room that looks like a guest bedroom, the lifeblood of the Up and Over Podcast, the Bam Bam Bigelow Mark, who has turned into the now Doug Furnace Mark himself, Casey El Gordo Gringo.
Just for you, Ethan. Just for you.
Oh man! Whoa.
Hey man! Hey man! I'll see you in LA, brother.
Oh fuck!
We're gonna roll around in that floor, and I'm gonna rip that shirt off your ass.
Oh, we're doing shoot promos now.
Oh man! Oh. The Cadillac Cowboy himself, the angry one tonight. That's my man, Ethan. Oh man!
Top of the morning to you.
I told Matt Cardona that he looked like shit this past weekend, and he told me to go fuck myself, my fat ass. You have no idea how hard it is being Mike Linsky.
Call him a fat fuck.
He called me a fat fuck.
I just want you to know, Ethan, that this has been in the works literally like week after you said all that shit about Doug Furnace.
I knew there was something going on behind the scenes. I knew it.
This is like 4 to 6 weeks of long-term storytelling.
So you mean to tell me you put on that whole damn outfit just so you could rip that shit off?
Not even that, but
baby blue Doug Furnace t-shirt.
We ran through it before anybody else got on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, you helped him get dressed?
No, we ran through the entire
thing. Wanted to
thing.
do this.
You are a fucking freak, bud.
Oh,
I just want y'all to know that, like, he looks so much like John C. Reilly in this fucking goddamn.
Dude, he kind of looks like Mark Wahlberg.
Where the fuck did you get that shit from, and how much did you pay?
Oh, it was like the best $30 I've ever spent in my entire life. That's including shipping, all right? There's shipping involved, but like, this is the best $30 I've ever spent.
That shit up for sale and let me know how long it takes to sell.
Oh man, what a mess. We can go over news from this weekend. I don't want to hang my head on anything for too long. We had some re-debuts and some different promotions. We had Samoa Joe re-debut. Later on, discuss it. It's going to be good stuff. And then we also had Cody Rhodes re-debut at WrestleMania to face Seth Rollins. Really, the biggest thing that happened this weekend was that Pat, Ethan, and I went to Dallas, Texas for WrestleMania weekend. We had a grand old time. I'm trying to think what all happened.
Some of the stuff we can't talk about on here for legal reasons.
I didn't pay parking, and I was supposed to pay parking every day. Didn't do that.
Tire out, skating through the parking lot.
Popped a tire, thanks. Salt Shaker by Yin Yang Twins.
Goddamn right.
Yeah, it was a bit of a chaotic weekend. I still don't feel like I've slept enough.
Shout out Tony's Tacos in Dallas. Tony and his taco stand.
Yo, shout out Tony's fucking tacos, man. That shit was good as hell.
I love that
had
the
a
first
bunch of
thing that
hogs.
finally pops Pat is it's like, oh, Tony's tacos.
Hell
All that
yeah.
wrestling shit, not worth the tacos.
Not gonna say a fucking thing, but those tacos
Doesn't hold a
damn
candle.
good.
Tacos.
Tony was out there cooking it himself on a live grill, son.
All right, listen.
Yeah,
I've been
bro.
waiting multiple days now.
Come on.
Waiting for
We
what?
have,
Give it
we
to me,
have,
bitch.
we have, we have real certified beef between
What's up?
one Ethan, the Cadillac Cowboy, and Charlie fucking Haas, and I need
Oh,
to know what the fuck is going on.
Nah. Charlie
All right,
Haas. Look, the
What's
world
up?
should have beef with Charlie Haas, man.
The world should have beef with Charlie Haas.
If you paid money
Let
to
me
stand
say
in
it.
that goddamn arena,
Say it.
building, whatever you want to call it, at 12 in the morning or whenever it was. What was it? It was 12 at night. What?
It was
It was
probably
late.
12:30 at
Yeah.
that point.
And you paid in Charlie Haas's fucking
Old white ass and an eagle singlet. It
all
was
the
a
words I want to
goddamn
say, I
mess.
can't say.
This
It
man
was
broken
looked like
ass.
shit. A broken honky human being standing in the damn ring. Looked
Facts.
terrible. Moved like
Oh,
shit.
listen,
Sounded
fuck
like
it. I
shit.
told him.
Smelled
I
like
told him-
shit.
I told him I would fuck his dad. Okay, that's it. That's what happened.
That's where we inevitably ended up. We had
In a
so we were
quiet
standing.
room.
We
In a
were
quiet
standing.
room, Ethan yelled, Charlie Haas, I'll fuck your dad. In a quiet room.
Oh yeah, because everyone was dead. There wasn't nothing to cheer for him. He was just standing there. He gave an old man
What?
speech about how he wanted to push Effie to his limit. I'm like,
Did
brother, this
it-
is 2022, buddy.
Did the crowd cheer for you?
Everybody no sold it.
They
Yeah, oh
was
yeah.
like-
A couple
That's
people
the
look
most
back like,
bizarre
who is this honky in here? But yeah.
We were standing up. It was just us standing in this area, and then people kept walking up. Then Ethan saw Charlie Haas and just transformed. He transcended the weekend, and people just kept walking away from us because they didn't even want to be around. us.
It was more. I think they
There
were just
people
like,
sitting in front of us that got up and moved
yeah,
because they didn't want to be around Ethan.
It wasn't just me. Pat was talking shit too.
Pat was talking cat and dog shit. as
We were
well.
feeding off one another,
Just
and Mike
throwing Pat
was
under the
being
bus.
the mom. Mike was saying, "Come on, guys, come on."
I'm like, dog, chill out, man. Y'all are talking cat and dog shit about this old ass man.
There was a "We Want Shelton" chant during the match. If that tells you anything, that's right.
Yeah, and then Pat looks
That's
around.
not good.
Yeah, Pat looked around and was just like, "Where are we? Like, what's happening right now?" That was my favorite moment of the weekend was watching Pat. Oh, just for context of he's got cocaine. One of the heels cheated with like powder, and again, dead quiet room. Nobody's saying a fucking thing. Pat puts his hand on my shoulder to get more leverage and goes, "Watch out! He's got cocaine!"
And let's top these drug references off with a real one.
Oh, brother, please tell me.
It's 2 p.m. in the day.
Oh,
Grim
God.
Reaper and B-Boy just tore the house down. And Grim Reaper's joint rolls to the edge of the ring. I said, Pat, when this match is over, you can go over there and grab that. And we're standing there. The match comes to an end, and a guy near us heard us say it. And he said, grab it. They ain't going to say nothing to you. And Pat walks right in front of the horn cam, picks up the joint, proceeds to re-roll it with a Jimmy Lloyd rolling paper in the backseat of the car while we run through the parking. Mike had his shirt off as we do it. I have it all on
sure
video.
I have confirmed at least part of the story to be true.
And we
'Cause
picked
all
up Jimmy
I
Lloyd
get
and
is-
gave him a ride. And we saw Biff
Jimmy
Busey
Lloyd,
in the
Because
elevator.
all I get is a snap from Ethan, and it's showing Pat rolling it up. What I thought he was rolling on a Bible at first, and I was very confused.
It
And
looked
then
like
he
it.
pans over to just a shirtless, white knuckle fucking Mike just like driving through Dallas.
No. That just happened when that video was taken. I was leaving a 7-Eleven, and Ethan goes, "You should be shirtless when you pull up next time." And so I said, "Fuck it, Ethan. Fuck it. This is what you want. This is." And so she started taking my shirt
You
off.
want to know the truth behind that, too? When we got back inside at the events, I was like, Mike, take your shirt off. Just take your
Good
shirt off. Just
God.
stand in the crowd with no shirt on.
What? Everybody, dude, nobody was walking around shirtless, bro.
I know, but I wanted to be those guys.
I didn't want to be those guys.
I mean, you know,
And for those keeping up with the Twitter at Up and Over Pod, Instagram and TikTok at the same, I did not. I left Dallas interviewless. I did not leave with an Invisible Man interview. I tried my hardest. Tried to even get backstage. They stopped me. I tried to get an interview with the Invisible Man. Didn't happen. So maybe next year. Who knows?
oh,
Fellas,
it's happening next year.
if not, we're burnt.
It's
Never
happening
mind.
next year.
Ooh, that sounds like arson. Up and Over Podcast, episode 24, if we're going chronologically, leads us to the Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor from this past weekend, April 1st, 2022, from the Curtis Culwell Center in Garland, Texas. I don't have an attendance number, but Ethan, do you remember those numbers you were spitting at me earlier about the buy rate?
Oh, they were 20K. A little bit over 20K was the buy rate.
Yeah.
And what was the buy rate for the pay-per-view right before they went away?
Well, I don't know. I'd have to
It was
look.
about,
I'm sure
it was like,
lowest.
if I remember correctly, it was like 3,500. And
Yeah,
one
so-
of the ones prior to that was 800.
Yeah,
Mm.
exponentially better numbers. This time around, good to hear for Ring of Honor.
I think Tony Khan said that as soon as they announced that they were booking the FTR and Briscoes match, within the next day they sold almost 1,500 more tickets in less than
They had
an hour.
They had 200 tickets or something wild sold.
It was
Just for the
low.
beginning, and then it was as soon as they announced that tag match, they skyrocketed.
it was a pretty,
Super
it's
wild.
a pretty okay card, I guess.
It was an interesting card.
I mean, it's a way to
It's
put
okay.
it. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, yep. Pat and I tried to watch it when we got back. Dog, I don't think I've ever slept that hard in my life, bro. I was so tired all weekend. It was a mess. We open our night off with Alex Zane versus Swerve. This felt like a big moment for Zane, man. He finally had eyes in Ring of Honor and AEW now. And it just felt like he didn't do anything exciting about it. I mean, it's a big marquee matchup against Swerve, who's really had good eyes on him since his debut. And it just was it left me wanting more in a bad way. It was fun, but if you've kept up with Alex Zane since he hit the indies again after leaving WWE, it's kind of the same old shit he's been doing. It was really safe, and I wanted more.
Well, this is his first match back since he got glass in his eye, isn't it?
No, because he had been wrestling that weekend.
Was he still? I mean, like this weekend was his first time back after taking a short break, right?
I don't know. But
I mean, that motherfucker had glass in his eye, and he got shards of glass in his arm, and that shit was gross.
He got his fucking forearm cut half open or something.
Yeah, that shit was nasty as fuck.
I just wanted more. It was a fun
And then he
match.
came back looking like Johnny Depp.
Oh, Lord Jesus
Bro,
Christ.
I love Alex Zane,
I
man.
don't
He be
fuck
liking my
with
tweets
that.
sometimes when I tweet about him, but he looked like J Depp. He's hot though.
J Depp.
J Depp.
Yeah, you know, Ethan and Mr. Depp are cool like that, so you can call him
Yeah,
J
yeah,
Depp.
What about our boy Johnny?
Besties, they have a secret handshake and everything. Swerve wins via just a driver. I went 2 3/4, man. It was fine. Casey.
I will say I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but Alex Zane's ring gear was very Nacho Libre inspired because it was red with this color on his belt and everything. So
You know where he's billed from on the indies, right?
no.
Okay, so he's billed from your nearest Taco Bell drive-thru.
I mean, he's a sauce god.
Yeah, his finish was Crunchwrap Supreme.
I know.
That is true. I heard that
The man's
call,
broke.
and I was like, I'm hungry.
In my notes, I wrote Crunchwrap Supreme. Cannot believe I just had to write that because they were and it's also just fucked to hear Ian Riccaboni, who I still revere him as being a very solid ring or commentator. So
Yeah, very
him,
serious.
very serious, very straightforward play-by-play commentator, and him being "Oh my god, the Crunchwrap Supreme!" I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? But yeah, it was everything Swerve did was cool, and then Zayn was just kind of there for all of it. It was it was just kind of can I do all this crazy shit and you just kind of stand around or lay around or do whatever I need you to do? And it was yeah, it's cool. There was a really nice snap suplex to rolling flatliner to the Swerve stomp. That sequence was fucking great. But yeah, a lot of it's hats off to Swerve. 2 3/4.
Pat.
I went 3 flat. But I mean, yeah, I agree with everything you guys are saying. It's I fuck with Swerve, man. I'll always fuck with Swerve. He's one of my faves at the current moment. But I feel like he has this, this blueprint that works for him for the most part. You just plug somebody in, let me fuck you up. I'm gonna do my little spots, and then we're gonna keep it moving. I definitely wanted a lot more out of this match. I fucked with the Poison Rana to the outside, even though it was completely unnecessary. Like, you didn't have to fucking take that spot at all, but it was awesome. And, I don't really have too many complaints other than the fact that, this match could have had a lot more and it could have been a lot better.
That Poison Rana was fucking completely unnecessary. But hey, if you ask and they say yes, you go for it. So
let's do it, buddy. Cortland.
I gave it 3 flat. I liked it for what it was, like y'all said. Swerve's just doing Swerve shit, and it looks great, and Zayn's kind of here for it. But the Poison Rana to the outside, even though it was unnecessary, super crazy, and the crowd popped huge for it, so that was really cool. The Shooting Star press to the back of Swerve was super sick while he was, like, crouched over. And I think they called the driver, like, the JML driver, something of that sort. It's cool. I'm really surprised that they pulled out Poison Rana in the first 12 minutes of a pay-per-view when you have, like, so much more shit that you're supposed to be building to. But, hey, man, it got in, it got out. It made a lot more people enjoy Swerve stuff, and you got exactly what you expected out of it.
I like it. Ethan.
2 3/4. I mean, y'all pretty much covered it all. I mean, Swerve's just a way bigger star than Alex Zane, and it's no hit on Alex Zane because, I mean, I like him fine. I mean, he's fun on a lot of shows. But truthfully, I feel like they kind of did this the best it could have went because Swerve, this to me, I don't think they're putting that much stock into Alex Zane. So who knows? I mean, maybe they didn't want to give him a lot. You know what I mean? Maybe they were just like, go in and run Swerve stuff because we're going to be pushing him on this new brand. So 2 3/4. It was just your standard indie opener, really.
I'll agree on that. Our next match of the night had Ninja Mac coming out. Firstly,
God damn it, dude.
You forget?
God, I forgot.
I fucking
It's
love
forgettable.
Ninja Mac. I love Ninja Mac.
Ninja Mac had, up to this moment in time, had probably one of the best fucking weekends.
Yeah, it's crazy, man, because that was my first time seeing him wrestle in person. It was just like, seeing that shit live, seeing Ninja Mac live is like, I fucking recommend that shit to fucking everybody.
The fact that he was billed for Bloodsport and it was confusing to everyone, and then him coming out and taking his fucking mask off, and then doing the match fight, whatever the fuck you want to call it, because they technically call them fights for those.
And I mean, he went MMA on that shit, man.
But he did amazing, and he only did one fucking crazy flippy shit. But like, he was able to still do something incredible for his skill set. And then he shows up at Ring of Honor.
All right. Well, his opponent was Tully Blanchard's new client, who turned out to be the Machine, Brian Cage. He's now part of Tully Blanchard Enterprises, and the whole match was to sell Cage as a monster. And here's the deal. I get it. You guys want more for Ninja Mac. But of all people that are in Dallas that weekend, name me one more person who would sell the fuck out of a Brian Cage monster spot than Ninja Mac. I'll wait.
Okay, so the thing, my argument to this is that the fans voted to have Ninja Mac on this card.
I actually
not a single fucking person wanted to watch him get his shit stomped in by someone who's clearly a big fucking dude. And if you're gonna have him do it, at least have him
Pat,
have
I'm coming to you first.
At least have him have some offense.
I'll wait my turn.
Sweet. I'm going to Pat first. Cage kills Mac via drill claw. This was a star in a 3/4 match, dude. I thought Ninja Mac looked fine. I mean, he did what he needed to do, and he sold his ass off, and Brian Cage looked like a monster like they wanted him to. Pat, the floor is yours.
1.5 stars, bro. It's not. Look, this match doesn't even really deserve a rating. It is what it is. They just wanted to fucking job out somebody, Brian Cage, and who better to do it than the guy that everybody voted to fucking be there. In my opinion, like, that was funny to me. Like, but I'm a cynical piece of shit. Like, it's like
funny. It's equal parts funny and equal parts like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
You kind of laugh at it where you're just like, Jesus Christ, like, what are you doing?
and it's like it's cool that it sucks because like Mike said while we were watching it, it probably means that you're not going to see Ninja Mac and ROH ever again. But he also just signed to Noah, I think. Yeah. So it's like you had a good weekend, you get jobbed out on ROH, and then you get the fuck out of here and you go be Ninja Mac somewhere else where people are going to fucking appreciate it.
Once he works Noah and has a great show, and like he will, he'll come back to ROH and have the dream matches and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they'll treat him like a king.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Pat, you went 1.5 stars?
Yep.
Cortland.
I want to star in 3/4. It is what it is. I don't understand how it's a Tully enterprise if you only have one employee.
He has 2.
Yes,
He
dude.
has like those.
He has
that-
3. He
that
has a tag team.
Yeah.
It's
Khan and some other fucking dork. Yeah, there's a big beefy, big meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah,
type.
he has
Big
a
meat.
third,
yeah.
Y'all said it all, man. Ninja Mac's great. He deserves better than this. I don't hate Brian Cage. I've recommended Lucha Underground multiple times on this podcast. I think that he's done really good work elsewhere. I just think the last few years, what we've been presented with is kind of just the shits, and it's kind of just made it worse and worse. When I think of Lucha Underground, though, I don't think of Brian Cage. I just think of him being the big guy in those six mans and like those packages. And he's always just the super big guy that's safe with the small guys. Everyone liked him, Hopefully that's still the case. Like, hopefully everyone still likes the guy.
Yeah.
Because like he's super big, super safe.
Mega
I'm not gonna
agile,
hate on him
and he
forever.
does everything.
Do what?
He's mega agile too. He does really everything.
Yeah. I mean, a guy that big doing what he can do is really impressive. It's just nobody wanted this shit, man. Like, nobody woke up on Friday being like, damn, man, great wrestling on Thursday night. This weekend's just ahead of me. I can't wait for the second match on our Supercard, whatever it is. And then it's this, So it's a star in 3/4, man. Nothing more.
Ethan.
Y'all said it all. I did a star in 3/4. My issue was more with the fact that they chose Brian Cage. They've tried to rehabilitate Brian Cage as being more than what he is over and over again. They put him with Taz, and the booking sucked, admittedly. And then they're doing this. I don't see any different result than how Team Taz went. And I don't even want to hate on Brian Cage, but to me, he's found his ceiling, and it seems like promotions want to keep pushing him further, and it just don't work. I don't think there's not a use for him, but the use isn't putting him with big name managers and trying to make him a guy, because he's not a main event. I'm sorry, not to me. Like, I just don't see Brian Cage as a world championship worker. You know what I mean? Because he's a big guy, but he's largely about the spots, you know what I mean, and about being a base, you know what I mean, and throwing people around, It's not like he's got some structure down or nothing like that, So them just going back to this well that, Impact's done it, AEW's done it. Oh, let's shift him over to ROH so we can keep him on the pay grade. You know what I mean? It's just like, not that I care who Tully Blanchard manages in 2022, but I'm just like, whatever. And then Ninja Mac, but I'm not really mad about it. It's kind of expected, and Ninja Mac's great, you know what I mean? He was the best part of this to me. He sold Brian Cage being an ass whooper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. He took that German like a king, but
God damn.
He
Man,
took
that
like
toss
just
across the
tossed the
ring.
fuck out of those.
like
Wish they'd let Brian
70%
Cage.
of the ring cleared. Just
Yeah.
like, zoop.
What do you think?
I just wish they'd let Brian Cage pop up keep him working. I don't want the guy to lose his fucking job, but they just want him to be so much more than, dude, just let him come in, squash guys sometimes, do flippy shit sometimes, just plug him in somewhere. He's a fun guy to watch sometimes. But
like I
when
said, man, he's the sixth. He's that sixth dude in those ladder matches. He's that scramble guy. He's the big guy that you want in there that'll take those spots. And like he's worked with so many different people. Like I don't think that there's another big guy that takes Hurricanranas as well as Brian Cage does. So like, you can put him in these crazy packed matches, and he's gonna have that good formula that everyone's gonna just enjoy and deal with. But like,
right?
Yeah.
You don't...
well, what else is there to say about Brian Cage? I mean, at least we know why he's still under a Tony Khan contract.
Right.
You know,
A
'Cause
contract.
for the last like how many months everyone's been like, where the fuck is he? And then eventually it leaks that like he wasn't being released, he's staying under contract, and everyone's like, well, fucking where and why? And at least we now know where and the why. So
Yeah.
at least we got answers for fucking once in pro wrestling. God damn it. I'm
Ethan,
left
you
with
didn't
so
gi-
many questions.
You didn't give a rating.
I did star and 3/4.
Star and 3/4. Anything else you wanted to add?
No, I'm all good.
Casey.
I mean, it's a star and 3/4. I don't understand why we're having to reintroduce Brian Cage to an audience that everyone
Nothing new.
knows.
Nothing new. Here's an old white man instead of Taz. You know what I mean? It's like,
And that's the other part too. I'm like, I can understand. I don't already forgot their fucking names of the tag team, but like the guys that are in the tag team stable of this enterprise are newer guys. So like having them with someone, let them get pushed is fine. But like Tully's not a fucking mouthpiece.
yeah, like
How many fucking great promos have you heard from that motherfucker?
Wait, is one of Tully's new guys named Khan?
Khan and Toa. It's the Gates of
Why is
Agony.
there so many
Sure.
Khans in wrestling right now?
The Gates of Agony. It's where all their promos and matches are
Gates
going to be
of
agony.
my thing is, I would have rather just Cage stayed with Taz. To be honest, it fit him better.
Yeah.
The problem I
Yeah.
still have with fucking I don't even want to get into that fucking into Team
Yeah,
Taz. That whole entire faction is just a waste of time. But like it just like I just wanted Ninja Mac to have more fucking time. I just wanted him to actually be able to do more than like, yeah, he got his flip out to where like Brian catching him was fucking cool as shit because like
Yeah.
it's impressive to fucking catch someone that's literally flipping out of the fucking sky.
It was
And,
one
like-
of those. It was one of those moments like where you knew, like in the beginning of the match, like it was one of those moments where you knew instantly how the match was going to go. Though,
Yeah.
like as soon as he caught him that first time, you're like, oh,
Well,
it's going to be one of these.
As soon as fucking Brian came out, I was like, God damn it! We all love Ninja Mac. It's nothing against the match. It's just like the way they went about it was just not necessary, and Tully Enterprises is gonna do great on ROH television.
Shit the bed.
Good lord. All right, our next match had Jay Lethal taking on Lee Moriarty, who had Matt Sydal in his corner. Matt Sydal was hurt again. I don't know where that came from. Maybe I just don't watch Dark or Dark Elevation enough. Anyway, I fucking
Hey man,
love.
come on now.
I
Don't get on Matt Sydal like that. There's a lot. Man, we just talked about Brian Cage, and you gonna shit on Matt Sydal, bro?
Hey,
Come
buddy,
on.
I didn't say anything good about Brian Cage.
He did it.
You know who I'm gonna say good things about? Motherfucking Lee Moriarty. That's who I'm gonna say good things about. A true king, Tiger style forever. It was weird seeing Lethal work heel throughout this entire match, but in the end, it makes sense. And you get really good fire from like underneath from Moriarty throughout this. I thought it was great. He's only 27, so he still has a long future ahead of him. After a really fun sequence of pins, Lethal kind of gets annoyed and low blows Moriarty and hits the lethal injection for the 3 count. After the match, Lethal attacks Matt Sydal until Sanjay Dutt comes in the ring and says, "Hey, buddy, calm it the fuck down." This was great, man. I went 3.5 on it. I thought it was awesome. And Cortland, I'm going to start with you.
I went 3.5 as well. I really like this match, man. And I'm not a big fan of Jay Lethal, but I think that Lee worked it just right. And I'm interested to see what Lethal does in this heel role, because I think this is what's been missing for a long time, is him being on a big national television platform and him be able to be a dick, even though how weird it is that he's going to be one. I think it's going to work out better in his benefit. You know, like he got lost in the shuffle in AEW. I mean, 3 matches in. You know what I mean? Like no one gave a shit. They were like, "Oh, sick, Jay Lethal's here." The next week, it's like
nothing different to the table, man. He's just another guy, man.
it's just, and that's the worst part. It's not only that you're just another guy. You're still that other guy from those other companies for others ago. You know what I mean? Like you've been doing the same shit for so long, and it's never truly worked for me, at least.
It definitely did when he was with House of Truth and Ring of Honor. I will make that argument. It was fucking
Okay.
that run was nuts.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But like for me, I've never really been a fan of it. I feel like the biggest thing that's always turned me off about him is the Macho Man shit. And it doesn't matter if you're really good at it, you're whatever about it. It's like, dude, I understand that you as a person don't have a good enough gimmick, so you're just gonna use an old one. But be like, oh, I'm super good at it. But like, dude, Mike's good at Razor Ramon. He does it for 5 minutes on the breakdown on Up and Over podcast.com. He doesn't make it his life.
Yeah,
How-
You know what I mean?
that was
Like,
a fucking
Yeah,
perfect
first of all,
plug,
that
dude.
was a beautiful plug.
That was
Thank
a
you.
beautiful plug.
New episodes every Friday. Up and Over
love the
podcast.
show. You get to watch it with us. We break it down with you. Hell of a fun time.
Real
Yeah.
fast, we're gonna plug our TLC match, or our first one, got picked for next week, so we will have you
Yeah.
again. How fucking mad did you get when Lethal was coming out and had the beginning of Macho Man's?
Yo,
Oh man,
That's his theme song in AEW. That's his AEW
I
theme.
know, but I just like it's just for today because I don't know how often you watch. Cortland watches Dark either. Like
occasionally.
I just
Can
knew
we
that you
just
had to watch it
keep
for this.
Lethal?
Do what, Ethan?
No, I'm just gonna wait my turn.
Okay. But I'll say, man, I get it why they're doing this. It should happen. He's already been lost in the shuffle. They're doing the whole like, oh, he's got 7 wins, but his last 4 matches have all been losses. He's getting frustrated. All that good shit. He does this. Sanjay Dunn, you know? Wow. It's just a wow, man. It's just like, holy shit, where the fuck's Code Red at? I don't know what else to say other than Lee Moriarty is the shit, and he needs to be used more. I'd love to see a really good package between him and Wheeler Yuta. I think those dudes could tear that shit up in a pure Ring of Honor championship match. I feel like that's the end goal here, right? Like Jay Lethal should want this title, but in reality, we get to run it back, and Lee finally gets the win for #1 contendership. And we run that fucking Wheeler Yuta match, and buddy, it's going to be 20 minutes of a hell of a good time.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's where this goes. Beyond that, I give this match, what did I say, 3.5 stars, right?
3.5, yeah.
It's 3.5, and it's 110% nothing to do with Jay Lethal.
I love that. Oh, Ethan, it's officially your floor. I'm ready for all the Jay Lee, my friend. It's going to be a good time. We're going to have a good time.
Jay Lethal.
What did you say?
Look, dude, I'll let you go. I love that you guys fuck with Jay Lethal, because I sure fucking don't. Go ahead, Ethan.
Hello?
I don't
Have
fuck
you
with
been-
Jay Lethal.
No.
Have you been listening to Hello? Is this thing on?
I went 3 1/4 on the match. It was good, which shocked me. Because I'm just gonna compare it to the other recent Jay Lethal match I saw, which was against Adam Cole on Dynamite, and it fucking sucked.
That shit was garbage.
Dude, it was dog shit. Because, I mean, neither one of those boys know when to fucking stop. So they went out there and shit the bed on live television. So here, Lee Moriarty reined it in a little bit and said, hey, buddy, we're having a wrestling match. And Lethal was like, all right, well, I'm going to be mean for a little bit, so I'm actually having a little substance I do and not just run my formula. So it didn't feel like 2013, 2014 ROH rehash, which is what that fucking Dynamite match was. We've seen it. We don't want it. Take it off and don't even leave it in ROH. Send that shit somewhere else. But anyways, Lee Moriarty's great. And I really enjoyed him here. I didn't expect it to be good just because of how bad Lethal is at this point.
How many small packaged pins does this man have?
That's all he does, bro. You get near the end stretch, you gotta
so
fucking
good.
you gotta go,
They're so good. It's like a flip. You thought. Like,
Lethal loved to roll around in that ring because he can't do nothing else.
Hey,
But
Lee
3 1/4.
Moriarty put on for it, though, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Lethal does it every match near the end.
He
Everything's
was the ringleader of this shit, bud.
Everything's the end of the world for Jay Lethal and Adam Cole these days.
Oh,
So yeah, 3 1/4. Lee Moriarty rocks.
marquee here, bud.
Huh?
Adam Cole's not even on the marquee here.
I know, but buddy, he's barely had a good match since he's been in AEW. I can't not slander him too, bud.
Oh man, oh.
He's had 1 or 2 that were passable, and the rest were dog shit.
So you're going 3.5 or 3 1/4 on it?
3 1/4, yes sir.
Yeah. Final words about Lee Moriarty.
Me?
Yes.
Fucking awesome, dude. Like that's the thing. He's in here with a veteran, right? But you know what I mean? To me, he's like being more fucking conscious
He's
of
the
what they're
dude in
doing.
this
You know what I mean? Like, Lethal's like, I don't know. He's just a great, you know what I mean? He's going to be fucking phenomenal in years to come. This is someone that they can build the Ring of Honor brand around if they want. Then when he back up on the Dynamite or fuck yeah.
I like it. Casey.
I went 3 on it. Jay Lethal.
We're just dropping.
There's only one franchise in professional wrestling, and that's Shane motherfucking Douglas. Don't you dare call yourself the frickin' franchise. I was mad as shit during that promo. My first note literally is
You're a
there's one.
wannabe. You're nothing but a pussy.
Literally, my first note is there's one franchise, and that's Shane Douglas. God damn it! Don't you take this from me. So the match is fine. It's a Jay Lethal match. I will say his lethal injection's clean as fuck. I don't give a fuck about anything else. It is flawless every time. Kudos to him. What really sold me on this was the fucking commentating on the low blow. Just the like disappointed parents. Like Ian just being like, dude, like what the fuck, man? Like, are you fucking kidding? Like it's super low. It's like hella monotone, and he's just like, why are we doing this?
He's like, I'm so disappointed in Jay Lethal, and then I forgot.
Caprice
was like, he's like, he looks like he's disappointed in himself. And I was like, dude, what a fucking call.
Yeah, because they cut
like,
to him after the win, and he's just like, oh my god, and like it's like that whole time of them doing the commentating on it sold the fuck out of it for me.
That was the best part of the match
because
for Lethal.
Lethal's literally on the offense 90% of this match. Lee gets not a whole lot in, so there's no reason for him to feel like I can't beat this guy. Like, it was not necessary. Like, it wasn't the other way around where he was like, I'm just getting fucking. He's wrestling circles around me, and the only way I'm gonna win is to cheat. Like, it just felt weird, anyways. But I guess we gotta turn him heel somehow. So kick him in the balls. Like, but yeah, like Caprice Coleman and Riccaboni fucking sold that for me. So it gets a 3, but like one franchise. That's it.
Did Lethal win this?
Yeah.
Which is
man.
The funniest part is they are so upset about him doing the low blow, but Ian still calls lethal injection like he always has.
Yeah, lethal,
he's like,
injection.
Like, and he's just like, this fucking piece of shit. Like right after he goes right back to being like, this son of a bitch.
I just wish they would have had Moriarty go over and then Lethal beat his ass after or something. You know what I mean?
That's what I was hoping.
Get a flash pin and then whoop his ass. Like, it'd be good. Pat, what you got on it?
I went 3 flat as well. I'll give Lee 3 flat. I don't give Jay Lethal goddamn anything. The match wasn't bad. It just was it was boring as fuck to me, at least. I fucking fell asleep 3 times watching this fucking match. Like
3 times in a 15-minute match. That's every 5 minutes.
He'd roll back over and be like, it's still on.
It's still fucking on. Like, it wasn't. It's just the precipice of everything fucking Jay Lethal is. Uninspiring, bro. Like, he doesn't do anything that I'm just like, this is fucking great. But, and like, you gave him offense the majority of the fucking match. Lee, I hate saying his last name, always fuck it up. But we know Lee Moriarty is, he's the fucking shit, man. And if I were to put stock in a, startup wrestler right now, that's the nigga I'm putting stock in. Him and Wheeler both. So, like, for him, like, I like the story or whatever, but for him to have this match with Jay Lethal and then Jay Lethal be wrestling for as long as he is and still not fucking be good, or you know what I mean?
Like, or adapt, and change what you're doing to make this guy look better, even though you're gonna beat him for no reason,
Literally, it's like, it could have been better. Could have been way better shit. It could have been good,
Like, but Moriarty did more for Lethal here than Lethal did for him. He made it more for him,
and I agree with you 100% on that. I feel like he made him look good, which wasn't what was supposed to fucking happen. And that's why I don't go any higher than a 3. And that's all I got to say about that.
Casey, you said, I guess we had to turn him heel this way. I mean, they couldn't bring up his grooming accusations on TV, so it's fun.
Nope.
No one will ask about that in all these press conferences they be having either.
No, but can't do that. Moving forward, we had a fun women's world championship match.
Y'all like Gable Stevenson?
Oh, buddy.
Next.
Fucking Christ.
Shit.
Next.
We had Willow take on Mercedes Martinez, interim Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. I don't know about y'all, and I can almost guarantee you that Cortland hated this promo, but I loved it. I thought Willow was a bunch of fun here, and I thought Mercedes was just like, all right, well, you're cute and all, but I'm gonna fuck you up, and I thought it was great. But there was never any doubt in my mind that Martinez was gonna walk away with a win here.
I was going to say something fucked up, dude. Never
It
mind.
was. God damn it! This was fine. Nothing really stood out to me. Martinez locks in the Brass City Sleeper for the submission win. It was a 2.5-star match. It wasn't anything great.
Oh,
Oh God, what do you fuckers want, man?
you're gonna skip over fucking Willow doing a moonsault and crushing
Bro.
Mercedes Martinez's chest
Dude,
to where you can literally hear her
don't
go.
hurt.
Not only that, she
Bro,
lands.
you guys aren't even highlighting
Yup.
what the fuck happened during the moonsault. The bitch landed.
On her fucking face.
She landed
On
on
her
her
face.
face, bro.
Bro, she like caved her fucking chest in, and she goes like afterwards.
Like,
It was
I'm gonna
so
give this-
loud, dude.
I'm giving it over to Ethan, and then we can make our way through. Ethan, what do you have on this match?
It's one of my favorite
Willow
spots of
Nighting-
the whole paper.
Huh?
Just go ahead, bud.
Willow Nightingale, I'm glad she got this chance here. I like her. Mercedes Martinez, she's good at what she does too. Even though Lethal Moriarty didn't burn the house down, this was kind of in a cool down spot considering you had the whole turn at the end, so the crowd was still kind of coming down from that. But I mean, these ladies, they worked hard and put on a good little match. I mean, it's an interim, so this is an interim title match, right?
Yeah, it's Deonna Purrazzo comes up next. So
Okay, well at least you did something to get a story going
Get us
for that
there.
women's division. So yeah, 2.5 stars. I mean, it was solid, but that's about it. That's all
all
I
right,
got.
Casey, since you're tweaking down there, bud, go ahead.
Why you have a fucking champion that's currently defending it? You don't need an interim champion.
Let me feed you this one, bud.
No,
Go ahead.
just a
Feed him.
fucking #1 contenders match. That's all it had to be.
nah, bro, we go in interims, bro.
I'm gonna read an exact quote from
Everybody's
Deonna
a
Purrazzo. There's nothing more ridiculous than an interim world champion when I'm the reigning and defending Ring of Honor women's world champion. Those are exact words in regards to the matter. It makes 0 sense. And I understand she's currently with Impact. I do not know where our relationship is with ROH and them. So I understand the need to get someone to potentially take the title off of her. But like, you just now made your title even lesser than because you're not even respecting the current champion. There wasn't an interim pure championship, even though Josh Woods has been defending it everywhere else. I know we have a unification match going on later on, but like, there's no reason to make a second title.
Yeah.
You
You don't even have a second show announced, bud.
the women of honor prior to this was borderline a laughingstock. So starting off your resurgence of ROH with being like, we don't give a fuck about our current champion. I understand she's literally doing another show at the exact moment. You don't need to make a fucking second title though. Like she's not hurt. Like it's not like she didn't lose the title. Like she's fucking in a couple buildings a couple miles down the road. Like we didn't need to do this. The match was fine. I have no real complaints about the match. I will say the moonsault's one of my favorite spots of the entire fucking night because Mercedes just gasped with like fucking Jesus Christ, because that shit hurt. Caprice Coleman said one of the funniest fucking things where I'm trying to remember if was it Mercedes? No, it was Willow was in the Tree of Woe, I believe.
No,
Was it Mercedes in the Tree of Woe? And Caprice goes, if you ever see my knees in that position, just call an ambulance.
Oh yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
He's like, fuck that, dude. My knees are not gonna take it. I gave it 2 3/4, but yeah, the whole interim thing fucking irritates my soul. So
Irritates the entire soul. Pat, what you got on?
tired of my
I gave
being.
it 2 3/4 as well. It was a solid match. I kind of agree with you about the interim thing. You know, when I listened to your words, you know, because I for sure didn't really give a fuck.
I will also say I'm biased because once again, Deonna Purrazzo was my women's wrestler of the year. So
I feel you. I feel you.
That's right, Casey. Plug that year-end show.
goddamn right.
Hey, look at y'all plugging, man. Got a damn bunch of sockets out here.
Duddy, you may as well call us a goddamn power strip.
Yeah.
Anyways, Pat.
My biggest takeaway from the match was the moonsault because I mean, she landed on her chest, yes, but before she hit her chest, she landed on her face.
Square on her face. So much so
Square on
that
her
Pat
face.
made me rewind it multiple times.
She jumps and literally falls directly on her face, and then her body limps over and lands on her. Yeah, it was interesting, and for her, and like she was visibly hurt from that, and I'm pretty sure concussed. And for her to finish that match, I mean, that's a lot of props for me because I was like, it was fucked up, dude. She looked like she was really hurt. The match was good, you know, solid. I don't really have too much to add. Obviously, I'm just waiting for that and waiting for that unification, baby. Just waiting for that unification.
Woo! It's gonna be a good match.
Mm-hmm.
Pat, you went what?
I went 2 and 3.
I like it. Portland, round us out here, bud.
I went 2 3/4 as well. I might be the outcast, man. I'm not a fan of Willow that much. I like her work in the ring. I do not care for like the half Bailey, half whatever you're doing. Like I get the whole like be happy until
But you don't
somebody
like the
hits you
bubbly
really
weird
hard,
thing.
and then you're just gonna get really upset and temper tantrum. Like that's really cool and all. Like if you're on NXT 2.0 and coming out with like a fucking blanket and a pillow, like you can go do that kid shit. I want to watch. I don't know, man. Willow's not for me. I'm just not gonna say anything more than that. However, I think that Martinez did a great job in this match with her. I think she highlighted all the good stuff that she can bring to the table in your 11 to 13 minute match, mind you. And the spot that they're in, like Ethan said, is kind of like the pick me up after the heel turn. So like you're just given this position and it's get in, get out, make it look good. Not a whole lot of it looked great, but it looked passable. The crowd enjoyed it, and I'm not gonna try to beat it up any more than that. I really am excited about this unification. Apparently, everyone's doing it. I don't know why.
Tony Khan loves his titles.
Tony loves to unify, buddy.
If Tony Khan can give everyone a belt, he would.
It just doesn't make sense to me, dude. I got 6 shows a week. I want one champion, 6 shows, 320 days a year. I hope you don't blow your knees out with the weight of my whole company on your fucking back. Like 2 3/4. That's it.
Wow.
They're gonna
That's
Seth
all-
Rollins somebody's in.
That led us here. Jesus Christ.
That's literally what happened.
We don't work house shows, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
The Briscoes defending the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships against FTR.
Can I get my rating and just get out of this?
No. Nope, you can't.
What's your rating, Pat?
Nope.
It's a 5-star match, but I don't really want to talk anything about it. I want Cortland
damn
to
it.
talk about this.
All
That's
right,
fair.
well, we'll get there. This match had been building for so fucking long, and it felt like we were never going to get it just because the Briscoes weren't ever going to get signed to AEW. But Tony Khan said, fuck it, I'll just buy Ring of Honor. And that's how we ended up here. There's a holy shit chant before the bell ever even gets rang.
That's just awesome.
And it
That's
was sick.
just awesome.
It was hard hitting, it was gritty as fuck, and it was exactly what it needed to be. Dax and Jay ended up face to face, and the place came unglued just by them shit talking each other nose to nose. It was awesome.
Dude, the headbutts. Cash walks up and just fucking like chin out first and then just smacks his forehead like right into him. And Mark's like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing?
There
That
was a
shit
su-
hurt.
Like he keeps backing up, and
my
Cash is just like,
God.
"Hey,
The
bro."
commitment to the bit was insane. That shit hurt. The suplex from the apron was insane, like the outside, insane. The big rig from the Briscoes popped me big. And it was a sick near fall. I loved it. It was phenomenal. I enjoyed every bit of it. It delivered on every bit of the hype. FTR hits a big rig for the 3, and we have new champions. Post-match, the two teams shake hands. The crowd's chanting, "Thank you, Briscoes." And the Young Bucks come down and super kick the Briscoes until FTR comes down to make the save for them. Casey, this is going to you, bud.
Oh, you're an asshole.
Oh, wait, hold on. I
You can go ahead.
No, go ahead, dude. Go ahead.
I went 5 stars on it.
I just do love the I just want to point out that you just failed to mention the FTR called the Young Bucks pussies on microphone.
Twice.
Online. They're like, "Can you pussies hear me?"
Twice.
That's the best way to check if your mic is working. Just, "Can you pussies hear me?"
The John Jones
Pussy.
DC. Hey, pussy, can you still hear me?
Yeah. This is a 5-star match, and I don't know what the fuck else you'd want from it. Like, it's always one of those things where like people are like, "Oh, like." Like all these guys from AEW and ROH, they do all these super kicks and Canadian destroyers, and they do all these things. There's one flip, one dive, and that's it. This is borderline a control your narrative wet dream.
Oh my
There's
God.
nothing else going on in this. It's just pure ass beating. This match is fucking perfect. It's probably my match. It's currently my match of the year.
This is a control your narrative wet dream. It's my favorite match of the year. I fucking hate this.
Well,
Borderline.
control your narrative. Wish they
Borderline.
could control a narrative like this, but they couldn't. They couldn't even write a fucking narrative.
It won't even look close to this.
Casey, is there anything else you'd like to add, sir?
Braun Strowman can even read or write.
The man stared a hole through me, bro.
He was,
He sure does
he
know how to
was,
stand against the wall and look stupid as
he
shit.
was signing all of his 8x10s with crayon.
Yeah, like this.
Braun.
Yep. He's signing shit this way.
If you bring him an old one, he draws his haircut on it.
It's just literally three
So
triangles.
just 3 lines.
Casey,
Yeah.
anything else you'd like to add?
That's fucking great.
Pat, is there anything you'd like to add on top of your 5-star rating?
Not really. It's a 5-star fucking match. It's exactly what the fuck you wanted out of this shit. I will say this: I initially didn't want to give it 5 stars, only because the only reason why I did give it 5 stars is because I didn't want to rate anything else on this card higher than this match. So I had to give it 5 stars. It's a perfect fucking match though. You can't really fucking ask for anything else. I think, and I hope that they have another one, and I hope that it's better than this one. I don't know how you get better than this one, but I feel like there's something you can do. Maybe a stabbing. Who knows? Keep it moving.
Oh my God. Cortland, floor is yours.
Obviously, I'm a super mark for FTR, so I'm gonna do what they've been saying all weekend. This is a 6-star match because they are 6-time world champions. 6. But other than that, it's 5 stars.
I am so glad that Cortland Meltzer's the first one to break the scale.
Portland,
Yes.
Fuck you, dude.
Yes!
I said 6 stars. They're doing this thing on Twitter and everywhere that they've won 6 different tag team championships. So now they're 6-star FTR, which is sick.
Nobody saw me just crack myself in the face. Cortland, we're gonna open up the Patreon with exclusive content of you giving us a tour of your office, quote unquote. That is just a bunch of papers fucking thrown everywhere. Sweet. Okay, glad. Go ahead. Floor's yours.
Fuck Dave Meltzer. So there's a lot of good stuff in here. Obviously, there's a lot of great wrestling that you would expect out of FTR, but it's surprising how great Briscoes are when it comes to being able to match them. This has all your good stuff, man. Cash is really working on his hip tosses, and he hasn't done them in years, and he's just pulling them out every fucking night now. They look fantastic. He did a fireman's carry that dropped into an arm bar that looked super smooth for me. I think almost everyone bleeds in this match, right? Except for Cash, I think.
He gets
Everyone
blood
gets
on him,
opened
but I
up.
don't think it was his.
Yeah, I think it was Jay's Because they're just fucking.
Everyone was
They're
bleeding.
laying it in, man. Jay gets opened up, and then Dax is working just solid closed fists, and it's perfect camera shot zooms in of like you see blood come off of his face and all like a perfect. It's like all grilled cheese. You know what I mean?
Two
Like,
cameras get sprayed with his blood.
yeah,
It's
man.
fucking great.
There's a lot of great stuff. Them stealing the finisher is fantastic. Of course, I love them slowing this match down, including after such a chaotic outside, which felt like a third quarter or fourth quarter piece of this match, and then you slowed it down again. There's so many spots where this crowd just loses their minds thinking that it's over. It can't possibly go any further than this. And then obviously we get the perfectness that's at the end for me. I don't know if y'all heard it, but at the end, whenever they give the belts to FTR, Dax is sitting in the corner, and Cash walks up to him and puts the belt down. And he says, "Should we go bow to them?" And he says, "Yeah." And they get up.
That was
and
cool. That was
he lays
fucking
the belt
cool
down,
shit.
and none of that shit's planned. They did that because they genuinely got respect from each other. Beyond that, I thought that they would never get respect due to as soon as Dax gets into the ring and does a double leg takedown, he just stands over Jay and spits in his face and flicks him off, and it just gets out of the ring.
Jesus Christ,
And then
dude.
he just walks around and Cash is in between them, being like, "What are you doing? What was that?"
Well, because you start the fucking match where they don't do code of honor. They smack the fucking hands away. He spits in his fucking. I was like, I fucking slumped out of my
"Dude,
chair.
they're never gonna get it.
About that.
Like, they're just gonna beat each other up for real."
And it was awesome, dude.
There's really cool DDT from Cash on the outside that I enjoyed. Doomsday device being reversed, and just the timing of it is just so good, man.
So fucking good.
Again, man, it's 5 stars. If you have not seen this match, go out of your way to see it. If FTR is one of those teams that you've watched in AEW recently, and you're like, "Oh, they just don't impress me. I don't see what it is. They just haven't had that match for me yet. You need to check this one."
Yeah. No, I agree. Oh man. Ethan, we've all gone 5. Are you gonna do the same?
Why'd you have to open this up like that?
You fucking
'Cause
asshole.
I was gonna open and gush about the things I love about this match, which is the whole thing, truthfully. But now you want me to open up with the moment that's gonna take the breath out of it because I didn't go 5 stars.
I know you didn't.
I went 4
You
and
went-
3/4.
Yeah, dude. I didn't want to. I initially went 4 3/4 in the match. It's just I rated something else 4. So
That's
Okay,
crazy
that's
that you went
fair.
4 3/4 on something else on this match. On the
I
card.
see.
That's wild.
But so now that my rating's out of the way, this match was just fucking great. I love the build up to it, and I love that as soon as they got in the ring, the atmosphere was there. That because I was kind of worried, with it being ROH, you know what I mean? Is this gonna live up to what it can be? And I think it certainly did. And these are two teams who I feel like, aside from the Young Bucks in the last 10 years, if you can make a case for any other two teams potentially being on that greatest all-time list, these are the two teams. I think the reason, and obviously you know where I stand. For me, the reason the Briscoes aren't there is because they were competing on a dead brand from like 2010 to fucking now. You know what I mean? So they had this gap where they were doing good work, but it's not really being seen, and it's not in a good atmosphere for it to be put on the pedestal it needs to be put on. Then with FTR, to me, I think they're really fucking finding their groove. I know they always had to, and the DIY matches were good and stuff, but now I think we're going to see peak FTR. Like, this is one of the first matches I feel like not that their stuff before was bad. I know I wasn't into it before, but that doesn't mean it was bad. But to me, they're about to fucking go even further than they were before. And I think this match is another testament to it. They're my tag team of the year so far. Everything they have done fucking in the last 6 or 8 months has just been phenomenal shit.
great, man.
It's
been fucking
undeniable,
great.
and I just see them going further, and that's part of the reason I'm sticking with my 4 3/4 because this fucking ruled. But
they can do more as well.
I really and truly believe, because FTR as a team can be more than what they are, because I know you guys love them and you always have, and I love them. just now starting to love them or just now being like, oh, they're kind of fucking. And to me, the reason I've started to like them is because I feel like they're really getting into the new music. You know what I mean? And just they're being able to fully be the vision they've always had. Because this old tag team, you know what I mean? But now they're getting themselves where they're working now. They're getting to do every little thing they want to do. You know, all this Bret Hart tribute stuff, all this just little stuff where they get to truly show who they are. And I think this was just the start of that. I think this match could be looked back on as the start of an all-time fucking great run for them. That's just where I stand on it. Because I don't know, aside from the DIY matches, this might be the best FTR match ever. You know what I mean? And then the Briscoes, I don't know if they're going to go on a tear from here, but I think with this spotlight they've had on them, and even if they do drift off and work the indies or whatever, because it don't seem like nobody's really wanting to touch them right now. From 2005 to 2010, you could not fucking touch the Briscoes. They're probably the best brawling tag team of the last 10 or 15 years. I mean, these guys, and that's what I loved about the dynamic of this too. You know, you had the traditional tag team, and then you had the Briscoes. Like, they just want to whoop your fucking ass. They're dirty, they're nasty, they bite, they bleed, they don't give a fuck. So it was the perfect dynamic. And I just really think, you know, this just really added to my case for FTR being awesome and made me even more. So I think that's really all I got. I love the match. And God, I love the ending. Not, you know, just because the Young Bucks got involved, but this Bucks FTR 2, you're going to finally have fans. You have even more of a story. She's going to fucking rock, dude. You got like three of the best tag teams.
In attendance, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got fans there because last time you didn't.
Right.
So, I mean, that we could be looking at another 4 3/4 5-star match come Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? So just fucking good shit, man, all around.
Last thing I'll say, I feel like FTR is just now hitting that like stride of where people are like, oh, I'm starting to believe in them now. Because like they've always believed that they're the best, but they always felt like they haven't proved that they're the best yet. And now that people are starting to like be like, oh shit, they might be in the top 5, top 3 best tag teams the last decade. And now that they're hitting that like, oh, they get it now, they're starting to like actually dip into their bag and be like, well, if they like this, they're probably going to like if I did this. And now it's really finding that groove that's really going to make them stand out and stand the test of time.
Well,
I think what's held them back for me is just, you know, and obviously I watch a lot of independent wrestling. A lot of people still really appreciate.
You just clipped out entirely.
Cut
We didn't
out
hear
there a
anything.
little bit, yeah.
No, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I know I watch a lot of, you know, independent wrestling and obscure Japanese wrestling, all this stuff with a lot of people who aren't very known, but I still really fucking love and think building superstars and big names and big fight feel people are important. And, you know, if I'm going to give someone 5 stars, I'm going to say they're an all-timer, I want to feel excitement as soon as they pop out. And I'm starting to get that with FTR, especially after matches like this. You know, I didn't get that before. You know, even earlier this year when I started picking them, I was like, oh, they're getting really good. They're getting really good. But I feel like they're going to get to the point. It's just when they come out, people are going fucking apeshit because, you know,
I think
they're that team, you know.
I think the thing with them that was always hard for people to really fully get behind was that they came in where, like, the Bucks were the tag team you wanted to be, and they said, fuck everything that they're doing.
Yeah,
we're gonna give you fucking Arn and Tully. You're gonna get some old school shit, and like it was cool because it was super different, but like it had to grow on people, and it grew on them for their time in NXT. And like we got some good matches out of that, and like they kept doing it, but like I feel like with them just being like, now we're the fucking thing, we're the goddamn tag team that you want to be, and I think Mr. Khan fucking saw it and was like, here's the keys to the kingdom, fucking take them. And they're like, cool, we're going to do all this shit that we've always wanted to do, but we were always scared that people weren't going to like it, and this is the shit we're getting for it. Like, this is the level of shit.
And I think just getting to know them as individuals as well. They're getting to have singles matches. You're getting these interviews where Dax is telling personal stories about his life. In WWE, you know, this is just for me personally, somebody who didn't watch WWE from 2015 to really even now. That's kind of when I stopped. I would tune in for the big takeover matches. And I saw the matches with DIY and the stuff like that, but the style they're working doesn't lend well to them not having that much personality or backstory to their character. So I couldn't sit there and, they didn't, they're old school, so they're just like, we let the work tell the story, but I won't lie, this might make some people mad, but when I first see them, I'm just like, oh, two old white guys who like to do shit the old way. And it's just like they're working slow and they're working on, and it just was like, oh, that was a good match. They did some cool shit, but like, where's my investment? What's making me say, oh, fuck yeah, Dax, Harwood, and Cash Wheeler? Now you're getting the grit. You're getting to know these guys, these interviews and stories, and just them being able to be like, you feel a personal connection. They got to feel like people for you to want to fucking grip your seat and be fucking in for the ride. You know what I mean? And they're there, man. So I love it.
Mm-hmm. And shout out those trunks that they were wearing, like the Ring of Honor.
The Ring of Honor font.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those babies on shirts, bro.
I was about to say,
shit.
those need to get turned into shirts fucking immediately, and we're all going to wear them together.
So, just a quick tidbit that stood out to me in the promo video for this. They had promo like of FTR in an AEW ring doing their whole like hug and like in a match. That match, if I'm not mistaken, was taking place like that. It just took place. Was it on Rampage?
It was on Rampage. They came out with the Scott Hall gear, but in the promo package for the Briscoes, the first thing they showed was them in the Scott Hall. Which, if you were watching it real time, that match hadn't happened yet.
Huh.
Good stuff. I loved it. I laughed about it with Pat. Moving forward, your Ring of Honor Television Championship took place. You want to talk about a cool-down match? Woo! We had Rhett Titus defending the Ring of Honor Television Championship against the King, Minoru Suzuki. This was a 5-minute ass beating already, boy. He got the piss beaten out of him. He just got the shit kicked out of him by Murder Grandpa himself.
He beat him up.
Suzuki wins via Gotch-style pile driver and is your new Ring of Honor TV champion. After, like I said, like 5 minutes and change. It was a 2 1/4 match. It was fine. It did what it needed to do. And I guess Rhett Titus is on to bigger and better things, hopefully. Pat, what you go?
I went 2.5 stars. I mean, it is what it is, bro. It ain't nothing crazy. Minoru Suzuki's fucking god, dude. Like, it's just so awesome every time because you don't do too much but beat ass. So it's like, I'm fucking sold every fucking time. It was awesome. Submission specialist. It was good submissions, fucking attempts and shit. It's just, it is what it is, bro. There ain't really too much to add to this.
Cortland.
Yeah, I went 2 1/4. I wanted more of a Suzuki match, but what more do you really want? He's just gonna beat you up. I think this is a weird situation. Feel like this is kind of one of those. Khan really likes this guy. I think he's really gonna pull the demo that I really want. So let's put him on pay-per-view while he's had 4 matches in the city today. And it's a guy that I can get in 5 minutes, get him to his next match, get him a payday to where he comes back. And I control that investment by putting a championship on him. That's supposed to be a new era. Why you're doing a new era with a grandfather, I don't know.
Murder Grandpa?
But, like, is it going to work? Hell fucking yeah, it's going to work. I think it's going to do just what you want it to do. How long is it going to work? I don't know. But it's 2 1/4, nothing crazy to hype on. Thank God that they kept the next match short after going through a 30-minute ride that we went on for the tag.
I'm going to say they fucked up the order of these matches.
I was exhausted after FTR. I was like, I don't know if I can fucking take any more this weekend. And there's like 3 days left.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. But Suzuki, what a god. Ethan.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. It's kind of funny just to think that Tony was just like, oh, Suzuki's in town. Let's strap him for a minute. Fuck it.
Suzuki's your Ring of Honor champion now, huh?
Yeah. But I'm all for it. I mean, they've had people from New Japan run the TV title before. Kushida held well around. I think it's awesome because I think it gives him a chance to keep that relationship there and be like, all right, we'll give your guy one of our belts and let him take it back. And, that gets ROH's title. They actually had it defended in Japan So they'll probably have Suzuki run a fucking title defense over, so I think it's good for everybody. I mean, who else should be TV champion right now, to be honest? I mean, ROH is a depleted roster with a bunch of AEW guys,
Got to build it back up.
Just build that shit back up, and whoever fucking finally beats Suzuki inevitably be put over by it. Fuck, run Yuta against his ass and have him get the shit beat out of him somehow. Something cool. Fuck.
Well,
I say run John against him, bud. Let Mox hit that one more time. Yeah,
Moxley and ROH just seems weird.
Is that weird for you?
weird thought.
That's fucking weird, but I'll
It is weird, but dude, it works. He is the dude that wears the cut-up jeans, a leather jacket. He's a fucking weirdo that fits in the small fight area that is Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
And he can work all the styles that is from pure Ring of Honor rules to just the pure Ring of Honor ass whoopers that he could put out for you. And Suzuki, if he's able to get what he's doing over in Ring of Honor, then I feel like Moxley could easily go over there and work a program with him. No wider than 3 matches, 15 minutes apiece. You get exactly what you want and a lot of money paid at gate. So it's a win-win.
Agreement. I agree.
Ethan, what'd you go?
2-star.
2 flat.
Yes.
Got in, got out. Casey.
I like to assume, and I already talked to Mike about this, I like to assume the people that purposely watch ROH are a little bit like more knowledgeable wrestling fans.
No.
So when Minoru fucking Suzuki comes out and you are not clapping to the song after he fucking 3 different times is asking you to clap along to the song, like the whole entrance was fucking ruined, and you could tell on his face that he was like, these pieces of shit ruined my entrance. The first time he shows up during this weekend, Mike and company literally clip microphones on the live feed. It's that loud. And there's like 4 people that are smatter applauding to one of arguably my favorite people.
The Boys and Company. I don't want to be the single
I'm just saying. You're the first person I looked at. Rhett Titus looks like a fucking jacked Stevie Richards, and like that couldn't get that out of my fucking brain. The fact that they're billing him to have the super devastating drop kick and Minoru Suzuki just fucking no sells the shit out of it.
Very like
There's your champ there, boys. That's what we think about him. This is arguably Suzuki's worst match of the weekend. 2.5.
It is for sure his worst match of the weekend.
You get in, you get out.
I think it's a shit show.
Oh, wow. Your next match was Josh Woods defending the Ring of Honor Pure Championship against Wheeler Yuta. This was exactly what both men needed it to be, man. It was fun. It was a good time. Woods started the match looking like an animal. Wheeler was really working behind with his rope breaks being taken away pretty early. It was weird because the crowd felt restless at times throughout this.
Yeah.
And so it was like, oh, they were invested. And then it was like, hey, buddy, let's move the fuck on. Hey, let's get to the next thing, But, I guess it's to be expected, especially with a lot of fans shitting on Bloodsport. Like, I just don't think that there's a lot of understanding of that style. With, like, pure rules specifically. Like, it can be a little boring if you're expecting other things.
Fucking spots. Fucking
yeah.
spots.
I love the concept of it, but like,
but it's definitely not for everybody.
No.
Definitely not for everybody.
Like Bloodsport. They're not for everyone, but I feel like there's a lot of people that could appreciate it. I'm going to say that this suffered, I think, a lot for where it was on the card.
Yeah. And Wheeler wins via a pinfall, like it was a cradle pin that he did. And he feels like the perfect guy for a Ring of Honor Pure Championship run. He just feels like the right guy.
With and him presumably going up with Danielson, and him if Danielson and Mox's wing and Danielson's got his pure champion that he fucking bullies, but also takes under his wing. That shit's fucking perfect, dude.
Give me what I want.
I started the last match with Pat, so let's start with Cortland this time around. Court, what did you go? I went 3 1/4 on this one. Court, what'd you go on it?
I went 3.5. I like this match. I think Wheeler Yuta is a hell of a talent, man. That guy can go and go and go. He's very believable in the ring. And Josh Woods, man, he made him look fucking fantastic. So shout out to him for that. Yuta does a gorgeous bridging deathlock that he's been doing week in and week out on Fight Rampage, and it fucking is truly a spectacle to see. There's good work here. It's just a lot of weird placements at times. Like Casey said, it just feels like this isn't exactly where you wanted this to be on the card for the story that you're telling in the ring. But overall, I think they did a fantastic job. I love Pure Honor Rules. Wheeler Yuta losing all of his rope breaks is one of my favorite things. And there's so much that you can go off of storytelling-wise in the ring with that rule and so many others in Pure Honor. So I enjoy these matches more than I enjoy your typical match that you'd see in your opener that had a Poison Rana in it in the first 5 minutes. It's just crazy. Who would do that? It doesn't make sense.
Not anyone on this card. What?
Wheeler Yuta, man, I hope that he gets alongside with Regal and everybody, and I think that's going to be a hell of a time. I think that bringing, like, you could do it in a really cool way where William Regal's jumping back and forth from Ring of Honor to be with Yuta, and then he's going back to Dynamite to do commentary during a Bryan Danielson match. You know, there's a lot you can do with it, and hopefully we don't see the last of Yuta for the next years, man, because it looks like the ball's starting to roll finally. And I hope the momentum.
Poppy got a Dynamite, man.
Dude, huge. He was fucking over in South Carolina, bud.
Yeah.
There was a big-ass cutout Yuta sign. But I found out that he trained at C4W. So how about that?
Huh. Yeah, he wrestled a lot of PWX. I know that, like in Charlotte.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, he wrestled there, and apparently he went to Carolina Forest.
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's my parents live in that neighborhood.
So you went 3.5 on that.
Yeah.
Old Ethan, what'd you go here, bud?
I went 3 flat. It was good work. I've never paid Josh Woods any attention, just because he's mainly done ROH from what I've gathered. But this is my first time seeing him. He looked good. Yuta's obviously the star here, and obviously that's why they strap him up, I assume. I don't want TK to just run everybody out of ROH who's been there recently, but kind of seems like it might be kind of what he's doing, because he's all right, Rhett Titus, you're losing your title. Josh Woods, you're losing your title. So it's interesting going to see what he does with some of these guys he's de-strapping, I guess. So yeah, I love Wheeler Yuta.
It's a weird word, right?
It's a
word, though,
it's the
right?
first time I ever heard it.
It's
So
still word, though, right?
De-strapping. I love it.
I will
it's
say
an Ethanism.
that Josh Woods does deserve a little bit of credit because he had been holding that down for
201 days
for a fucking minute.
Yeah. So respect to him. I just
he looked great, man.
He did.
He really did. Look good.
I just figured it was worth mentioning that I'd never seen him before.
I think I've seen 1 or 2 matches, but I mean, watching him in this position, it's not surprising that he's towards the end of the card. I feel like that's a guy that you can definitely rely on to be like, hey, this guy, and this guy for the next couple of months, I want you to make them look like gold. And it seems like he can definitely do that for a lot of people.
And his style is just perfect for what Pure is. Like,
and dude,
him,
look at that
so.
10x10 on that guy. You know what I mean? Like, what company doesn't want a guy that can put over anybody you want? Mm-hmm. And on a 10x10, I'd sell the shit out of that motherfucker.
Ethan,
that's your pro wrestler right thoughts, there.
Man.
No, just 3 stars. Good match. Shout out Yuta, pure champion. Hold that shit for a year and a half. I'll be happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
Casey.
Yeah, I'm still saying that this match suffered for that. Like that tag match fucked everything up for everyone following it. If it was the match directly following, but you had the Suzuki match prior to it, I wouldn't have felt so tired. But there was moments in this where I thought I was gonna fall asleep, and it's nothing to the actual match. It was just I was exhausted. So, like, I'm giving them the credit, and I'm not trying to say that it was a bad match for that, but like, yeah, I was just fucking done by this point. And yeah, Pure is not for everyone. I do really appreciate how different it is for what, like, all of it, like everything that goes into it. But I'm giving them a solid 3. There's nothing wrong with it. And yeah, obviously we all love Yuta, so let that man run with it for forever.
Yeah, old Utes. And then we move on to our main event of the night.
Yeah, you even asked me what I want.
Oh, damn. We skipped right over Pat.
I'm sorry. Fuck, Pat. I'm sorry.
It's all good, man.
I
It's all
suck.
good.
I even mentally said I need to get to Pat before I jump in
He
this.
backed you up on Twitter, and this is how you repay him.
Yeah, bro.
Don't worry about that, but we're
That's
gonna
good.
fucking talk about that here in a little bit, my friend.
Look.
Don't even worry about the whole situation that's happening
So-
in the next calendar year. Pat, the floor is yours.
So Patty Mills went 3 3/4. I like this match a lot. I like
Hell
Pure
yeah.
Rules Wrestling. You know what? I'm gonna tell you guys something, and I hate to bash this man again, but I don't really rat's ass. I see that you guys were saying by this time you guys were tired, and I understand that 100%. But me, I like to thank my man Jay Lethal for giving me a scheduled nap time about 3 fucking matches ago, because I was watching this shit with fresh eyes, and I fucking loved it, dude. I love like pure wrestling, dude. I feel like there's a thing, and I might get a little shit from the IWC. I could give a rat's ass about y'all niggas too. I love the
Tweet at us, pussies.
please. But anyways,
We ain't got shit to do.
Hey,
yeah,
man,
I
tweet all you
think one
want.
of the things that gets lost in professional wrestling is the fact that it's wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And people always give these type of matches shit, and it never makes sense to me because this should be what the fuck you want, bro.
Mm-hmm.
This is wrestling.
Oh, it's boring. Why? Because he put him in a fucking headlock?
It's wrestling, man. And like when you are watching this and they tell you the rules before the match and let you know what the fuck you're about to watch, what are we shitting on?
Just the aspect of you get 3 rope breaks and then it doesn't fucking matter anymore, and you're on your second rope break already, and you only have 1 left, and you just got put into a submission hold. The
It's-
panic
it
that
adds-
sets in,
That's
everyone
so
loses
true.
their minds. It's
it adds
fucking
so
great.
much.
Yeah.
It's,
So yeah, I went 3 3. I'm not. What's it? Shane Woods? I don't want to fuck his name up.
Josh
Woods.
Woods.
Josh Woods. I apologize. I'm not really familiar with this though, and so this is one of my first times ever watching
Yeah, I'm
Josh
about
Woods
to-
wrestle.
I'm really going to look
And,
into him in the
he
next
looked great,
week.
man. I was extremely impressed. I was like I was kind of like bummed because I was like watching him and I was like, damn, I really need to go back and watch some more of this dude's matches. Like he's fucking.
Isn't he an
doing shit.
Impact? Right? Is he an Impact?
No.
I saw
or
he
is
worked.
just-
He worked some AEW
Yeah,
dark.
he-
I don't know
he's
if maybe
worked
that
dark
maybe.
before.
Okay, because I definitely have seen him wrestle before. I just don't remember
Go back
when
and
or
watch
where.
his matches, like his pure matches with Gresham were good.
Yeah.
I think that's where I found him.
So Pat, I'll try to find some links for you to watch.
Cool. Yeah, because I would definitely want to go back and check out his stuff. He looked like a fucking star, man. And Wheeler Yuta, like I said earlier, man, 2 wrestlers. If I could put fucking stock in him, is my man Lee and fucking Wheeler Yuta, bro. Like that dude is going places, and them places are looking nice. I tell you what, man. But
Just,
that's really.
just to throw it out there for Josh, in 2011, he won the NCWA National Championship, and he's a 2-time All-American for them. So this motherfucker can wrestle his ass off.
Yeah.
And as Cortland was saying,
Yeah.
you put that motherfucker on an 8x10.
Mhm.
That's a star. Like him with that
Sure
fucking
was,
mouthpiece
bro.
is terrifying as shit. Like this man can go.
Yeah, and that's
He-
part of his shtick is like he comes down and puts the mouthpiece in. Like
Mhm.
that felt like part of him, you know?
Mhm.
And he also looked like he had a very short stint from 2014 to 2016 in NXT. But for pretty much 2016 on, he's been Ring of Honor.
What do they book him as in NXT?
It looks like he's just been
Just Josh Wood? Or
well, so it shows that he's Josh Woods, and at one point in time he was referred as Preston Cunningham Jr., but I don't really know
where
the fuck that is. But yeah.
What?
Bro, what the fuck be going on in Orlando?
That is, he debuted in a battle royale. He wrestled fucking No Way Jose at one point, and that's about it. That was his run. And then 2016 on, he's been an ROH guy. So I'm hoping they keep him around because he can go. So
I like it.
Yeah, so much so that he also runs camps for UFC athletes. He trains Mike Perry, trained Tom Lawler,
Really?
Nicholson, Seth Preciazelli. Yeah.
I mean,
So,
if I'm fucking
They're
training to
legit
fight and
badass.
I need some wrestling help, I'm asking a 2-time All-American. Fuck that shit.
A legitimate badass. That's so sick. And then our final match of the night, we get the unification. The Ring of Honor champions, Jonathan Gresham with the Classic Championship, taking on Bandito, who is just the Ring of Honor World Champion with like the newer belt, who was accompanied at ringside by Chavo Guerrero. This, I don't know, man. Pat, we're going to be a little off here, bud, because I know what you rated this.
You know what I rated it.
It's the only match that makes sense for your rating that you talked about earlier. But for me, I love Jonathan Gresham, right? And I love Bandito. And this match was really good. But man, Gresham does the same shit for the same 15-minute opening that he always does. And so when you see it multiple times, dude, go watch the Blake Christian match for GCW Astronaut. The opening sequence for like the first 8 minutes, identical to this match. Until they hit the post. They hit a post. And it was whatever, man. It was fine. Bandito is a fucking king and deserves a contract too. I know that TK loves Jonathan Gresham, but man, I hope Bandito sticks around on AEW. Ring of Honor, I hope he sticks around, whatever the case might be. Just a quick thought, why don't we do Bandito versus Roosh, or having them in like a little get together there? I think it'd be cool. Regardless, this I'm trying to see if any of my notes had anything that really stuck out. Bandito had his arm worked on pretty well, and then he just kind of abandoned it for a little bit. He had like an ankle lock after Bandito was very obviously selling his arm. Like Gresham was like, fuck it, I'll put you in an ankle lock too. Which made me realize just how much Jonathan Gresham will stretch somebody if he wants to. He's just like, fuck, I'm just going to fuck you up. Which is why he's entertaining, man. But you had like the discourse between Bandito and Chavo from Chavo essentially cheating, using the belt. And Bandito was like, yeah, get this fucking guy at it.
Yo, he fucking...
Gordon White.
He hurled that shit at Gresham's head, though.
Yeah, he did.
Dude.
He's like, fucking take it, bitch. Right in his face.
There was a lot of belt disrespect in this match.
A lot, man. This was fine. You have Gresham.
That's not the real belt.
You have Gresham pinning Bandito and another cradle pin to get the 3 count, and is your unified Ring of Honor champion. Pat, it was 4 1/4. It was fine.
You went 4 and what?
Quarter.
4 1/4.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 and 1 singular quarter.
Yeah.
Okay. 25 cents.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's tough. But, I just feel like I might have burnt myself out on John Gresham recently by watching so many of his matches that this felt like the same run-of-the-mill kind of thing. Ethan, I'm starting with you.
What did you rate this?
4 1/4, my friend.
Oh, shit. I feel like I'm going to be the lowest then. I went 3 3/4. I teetered between that and 4. I need to rewatch it back, though, to be honest, because I didn't pay full attention. But, yeah, I mean, it just seems like these guys have been wrestling for 2 years just because there's been so much gap with COVID and stuff. So my interest wasn't super in it, but by the end they were popping the off, and it was a blast. I mean, I love watching Gresham work, and Bandito's a blast to watch too. The turns and stuff at the end were funny. I don't know if they were good or not yet. I haven't really decided if doing all that shit was good or bad, but it was fun to watch. And then they just popped the fuck off. Why are you laughing at me, Mike?
Nah,
No.
bud. Not at all.
Oh, well, yeah, man. 3 3/4. Check back with me later because I might change it up on you. But that's it for now.
What were we busy with? Casey, go ahead. Whenever.
God. I gave it a 4. I think because of the way Gresham works the beginning of this, and it being so close to a pure style match and it just following up a pure championship match, I wanted to blow my brains out. I was like, I can't do 2 of these back to back when I'm not prepared for it. Like, I'm just not ready.
Casey can't handle them back to backs.
No, I can't. It almost felt like it almost. God fucking damn it, man! It almost felt like it was like, okay, we've got X amount of time, and Gresham's like, I'm gonna take the first half of this match, and then Bandito's gonna take the second. Because as soon as like Bandito started doing his shit, it was a completely different match, and Bandito's just showing everyone.
He hits that 21 plex at the end, and
Oh,
it's so
shit.
fucking sick, man. It's so sick.
Bandito said, bend over for me. I'm going to hit this. Wah, 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 wah.
I am putting you in timeout. Fucking.
Okay.
There was a sequence for the 21 plex. It was like I forgot what they call it, like a Forbury flop,
The fall,
or just
yeah.
like a leaping corkscrew, kind of like over the top. To the outside, and then back in the ring, an X knee to the 21 play. And that X knee, fucking crazy. It's like a reverse fireman carry.
Yeah.
And you like roll them over into like a go to sleep ish.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking
No,
hell.
that's why I'm like Bandito just.
The whole sequence was like just 30 seconds of like, oh, he's dead. Oh, he's dead. Oh shit! Like he's dead.
No, as
Then
soon as he was able to fucking like kind of just kick into his speed, it was like holy fuck! Like it woke me up with this, and like yeah, like I have no complaints against Gresham. I think he's fucking fantastic. I will die on the hill that if you don't think he's a champion just because he's 5'4", like go touch some grass. Like you don't fucking deserve to watch him because he's fucking great. I fucking did not want Chavo to be a part of this in the goddamn slightest.
Did he answer TK ended up texting
Answering that phone call.
bro. He finally called him back.
So
He
fine,
fucking answered the DMs.
go be on ROH. Go the fuck away. I give it a 4, but yeah, unifications.
They should have put Chavo with Brian Cage.
Stop. For what fucking reason, man?
Because then we wouldn't care about 2 things. We would just wouldn't care about 1 thing.
But dude, who gives a fuck about Tully anyway? Pat, what you got for me? I already know what you got for.
4 3/4 is what I rated. It might be high. I could give a rat's ass.
Love it.
It's your opinion, and we respect it.
Dude, I like the match a lot, man. I love Jonathan Gresham. I love Bandito, and I don't necessarily love Chavo Guerrero, but I mean he was there. And the only thing that really to me took away from the match was him being there. Like everything else was good. Like I said before, I like pure wrestling, dude. I like joint manipulation. I like all that shit. I fuck with it. I rock with it. I'll always rock with it. I think it's fucking cute. I think it's sexy. I think it's the way wrestling needs to be fucking done. And I think, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was a wrestler in middle school. I was a wrestler my freshman year of high school. So when I see it on TV and people come back to that shit, I will always fucking rock with it. I'll always fucking go with it.
Yep.
So, like, yeah. I will say, well, I can't say because I'll steal Mike's thunder, but everything that happened at the end of this match, other than, you know, the man's pulling up, pissed me the fuck off. Because
let's cover that real quick.
Fuck can you talk about it real quick so I can keep going?
We had
Please.
Jonathan Gresham essentially just trying to cut a promo saying that he wants pure wrestling to be at the top of Ring of Honor. Jay Lethal comes down and interrupts him and says that essentially without Jay Lethal, Jonathan Gresham and kind of shoves him. The shove was the funniest thing in the world to me. He shoves him, and Jonathan Gresham doesn't even get mad. He just goes, "Oh, so this
is where we're going."
We're doing this.
Hey Pat, that's the same thing he said when you bumped into him at WrestleCon.
Yeah.
When I bumped into him at WrestleCon, that man looked at me like he was about to beat the dog shit out of me. Bro. I was like, "I'm sorry."
Please no.
Well, you should have been like,
My bad. That's me. So yeah, Jay Lethal comes down, confronts him, he beats the shit out of him. Or they're shoving each other. I'm sorry, they're each other.
Yeah.
Sanjay Dutt gets in the middle and is like, "Hey, relax." Then he just fucking clean clocks Jonathan Gresham. They beat the shit out of him. Lee Moriarty comes down. They fuck him up. He gets hit with a lethal injection for his troubles. And then they pose with the belts. They hug, and Lethal picks up both belts. And then new music hits, and it's fucking Samoa Joe with the coolest pop of all goddamn time. Probably the loudest I've heard a Ring of Honor crowd in 7 years.
Bro, the way he walked down the stairs was so epic too. He had the like fucking slow strut, like, "Yeah, bitch, I'm here. It's me."
Have you ever watched any of his old Ring of Honor matches, Pat?
A few, yeah.
Motherfucker came out. The champ is here, bro.
Mm-hmm.
A god amongst men.
He's the man, dude.
So yeah, we ended up with Samoa Joe fucking choking Sanjay Dutt out and helping up John Gresham.
Jesus
and Lee Moriarty
Christ. Just the fucking look at Lethal being like, "This is going to be you."
And so he's choking him and he's going like, "Watch, motherfucker, because I'm going to kill your ass too." All right, so that's where we ended up. Pat, floor's yours.
So, okay. I fuck with Samoa Joe coming back. Obviously, I fucking love Samoa Joe. We all love Samoa Joe. What I didn't like, it was a very, very specific thing that pissed me off. Like, a lot, honestly. We had the match. The match was great. Jonathan Gresham wins both titles, unifies the belt. Why the fuck did we end the pay-per-view without him having the belts in his hands?
Oh,
Yes.
Jay Lethal leaves with the belts. That shit pissed me the fuck off, dude. I was really, really mad about that because, first of all, you had a shitty fucking match like an hour ago.
Hours.
I don't even want to fucking see you right now. You come out, and I'm not even mad about like the whole. I get it, storytelling.
That
I
makes
get
sense,
it,
yeah.
whatever. I'm not mad about that shit. It's just like you kind of just disrespected the two dudes that were just in the ring by doing that shit. You fucking take the man's belts. Not only you take the man, drop one down like 3 fucking times. You're throwing, you're slinging the fucking belt around. You're doing all this extra shit, and then like you just fucking leave, bro. Like I don't know, man. That shit pissed me off, but I did love the match. I love the match. Like from beginning to end.
At first, like him having them before Joe comes out, you're like, "Oh, okay, this is gonna be shitty." But like, you almost feel like it's like as soon as Joe gets in, like you drop the motherfuckers and you roll out,
and you roll the fuck out.
You're not taking them with you, like you didn't win shit.
Yeah. So like, yeah, that's my take on that. But that doesn't really take away from the match to me. I love the match, dude. I thought it was great. I hope Bandito sticks around. Because I know that he that man needs eyes because he does great work, man. And I just wish more people, I feel like knowledgeable wrestling fans fuck with Bandito. I just feel like he needs that extra push to become a household name.
I feel like he's one of those wrestlers that like the name is circulating a lot right now, and people are really like they're not sure about how to like check out a wrestler named Bandito.
Yeah.
They're kind of just like, "Oh, I could do that." You could flip through YouTube and be like, "Oh, do I want to watch Bandito wrestle?" And if you're not watching a whole event and you're not just, searching it out, I feel like you just see this dude walking down the ramp. You're like, you got a great look. You have a good build, but like, what am I supposed to get behind? Until you watch 5 minutes of Bandito's wrestling, then you realize what you're supposed to be getting behind and why the hype is what it is.
Yeah.
It's just one of those gimmicks that's like, what are you doing? Bandito?
That mask is fucking. That mask is
it's
sick as fuck, though.
It's sick. It just sounds like a D-rated movie. But
there was a brief moment. There was a brief moment where Kenny Omega wasn't wrestling and shit wasn't really happening in New Japan, where everybody considered Bandito to be the best wrestler on this planet. There was a very brief 3-month time period where people were like, when he wasn't signed, and people were like, dude, wherever he goes, they're getting a mega star out of Bandito. and he signed with Ring of Honor, and everybody was like, "Dude, what the fuck, man?
God
that place of all
damn it.
places,
Yeah.
of all places."
Because
And
you have Ian Riccaboni's talking about how he's pound for pound probably one of the strongest wrestlers that they have on their roster, and then you also watch him do just some of the most ridiculous flip shit you've ever fucking
he's a
seen.
nutcase,
So, like,
man.
Total fucking package, but then like unfortunately you signed your death warrant by signing with fucking with ROH at the time. So
And
yeah,
they're
it's like
signing
fuck,
with MLW.
It's true.
we don't even
But
be
my
talking
thing
about
was
him
he
right
had
now.
the option. I feel like because he was on All Out and then he signed with ROH. That's what
Yeah.
happened.
All in, you
Yeah.
mean? Like
Or
that?
all
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, that,
Yeah, he was all in.
Out, over.
I don't think
Yeah, but-
anyone really knew what the fuck was gonna happen.
right.
Is the problem?
Right.
So it's like,
But
there
then,
was a
then
chance.
again, though, right? Then again, it's like you seeing Chris Jericho take the leap. You're seeing. It's just like I don't know. I mean, I get it, but also ROH. To me, AEW had more going for it than ROH before AEW really even had
I feel
anything
like-
going. Because
I
ROH
feel
was
like-
dying.
I feel like if there was
Yeah.
an option for him to go and have some fun in Japan for a little while, it probably would be talking.
Well,
about
he
him.
ran the best of the Super Juniors and worked over there a little
But
bit.
I mean, but
2019, right?
like staying and not
Staying?
being signed, like just
Real quick.
hang out until TK calls you.
It's important that you know that Bandito is 26 years old.
Ooh-wee!
He's also
26
like
years old, y'all.
he's also like a
26.
third generation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't
Luchador?
pop up until a couple of years ago.
He's built like he's in his 30s.
Bro,
Dude,
he's a big
Yes.
motherfucker.
He's a fucking toss. Like,
Mhm.
man,
If
moves like
I'm
a
not,
goddamn
if I'm not
refrigerator.
mistaken, he's at least a third generation, isn't he? I don't know if it
Something
says it
like
in,
that.
anywhere on there, but I could have sworn he's at least a
fourth
second.
generation.
Fourth generation.
Yeah, this motherfucker is.
Red
Give him
milkshake.
give him a year or two, but he's gonna be. We're gonna be talking a lot more about him
Yeah.
Mhm.
soon.
So is that all we got for the show, boys?
Other than the fact
That-
that I almost shit my pants when Samoa Joe came, yeah.
Yeah, and don't worry, bro. I don't gotta rate it. It's only 4
Right.
stars.
I was gonna say that we have Cortland, and then we get out of here.
It's 4 stars, man. These guys just beat each other's asses. It worked out great, like you said. Grish works that formula, but somehow to me it doesn't get that stale. Maybe I just haven't watched. I've only watched 3 of his matches this month, so maybe it's a little different. How like everyone's just watching everything all the time. But man, Bandito, what a hell of a talent! He's gonna do great things wherever he winds up. Hopefully, he stays in Ring of Honor. He can just jump around the old real forbidden door, go here, go there, hang out in Strong, go to Noah, fucking do G1, work on fucking
make your money,
Rampage,
buddy.
show
Make
up
your
on
fuck-
Rampage.
Yeah.
Do it all, man. Have a good fucking time doing it. And you're that young, you're that talented, man. God damn.
26 is crazy. I had no idea.
Dude, I didn't either until I looked it up. That's fucking bonkers.
That's crazy. I'm 26 right now. What the fuck am I doing?
You need to get your mask, bro.
Shit. Thanks, man. I thought I was kind of pretty. But dude, the big story is Samoa Joe. Joe coming out is super cool. Hopefully, we don't deal with Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal for that fucking god.
God, yeah,
Damn it,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah, one.
Get the
I just
fucking
want the
fuck
one blow off because I mean it's how Jay
Yeah.
Lethal started in ROH
Yeah.
was him getting beat up
exactly.
by Joe. So
I feel
for
like
Lethal to turn heel and Joe to be the one to come in and be like, "Hey man, you smack the fuck out of that bitch and let him go on about his undercard business where he belongs."
The weird part about it is that like Lethal turns heel, but then Samoa Joe in the press conference afterwards is like, "I'm here to beat people to death." Like
Yeah.
his entire interview was just like, "I'm gonna fuck people up. No friends are being made in this run."
Like, what did he say? They asked him like, "What are your plans or what are you doing?" And he was like, "I can do all those things like talent scout and be a commentator, but like I'd rather bash heads in." And everyone's like, "Okay, fuck."
He was like, "I'm gonna be champion." He's like, "If you want me in the fucking Owen Hart tournament, I'll be in it.
I'm gonna
I don't give
do
a fuck." He's like, "I'm here to fucking beat people." And
I feel like he never even said that to Tony because as soon as he said it, Tony was like, Didn't even think about that. Fuck me. Hell yeah.
He's in a qualifier against Max Caster this week, right?
Yeah.
Fucking
Like,
play with
he
that.
immediately heard it.
He
Was like,
said it, and Tony was
hell
like,
yeah, let's go.
Why they
Tony
doing
was
all
like,
that
who
now?
the fuck am I putting you against this week? And he was like, so write that shit down. He was like, all right, well, you're advancing.
Yeah, man.
Fellas, we've reached the end of Ring of Honor's Supercard of Honor from 2022. Up and Over Pod on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. UpandOverPodcast.com for all of your Up and Over Podcast merchandise. We also have Up and Over Breakdown happening on there under the exclusive content tab. But really, the most important thing that I need to address before we get off of there was some controversy that happened on Twitter, but there were some happenings that happened
Bunch of haters, bro.
just a few days ago. So I just want the gauntlet to be laid out now. Colby and Kylie Fuller, you have 361 days to get your fucking acts together before you see Pat and I in person in Los Angeles, WrestleMania weekend, running the GCW shows. So you better figure out what you're going to do. You have 361 days to get it together. We'll see you then. Guys,
I gotta add something.
please.
Tony Khan.
Call out Tony Khan.
Tony Khan. Tony fucking Khan, bro. If you're hearing this, dog, you got 2 weeks until
Of course.
420. And
He
you
goes
got a
off of our
dynamite.
booking ideas.
And you got a dynamite on 420. Sign my
Yeah.
man Grim Reaper to a 1 day.
Oh,
Sign my man Grim Reaper to a 1 day.
Let my man walk out.
Let my man walk out.
So that way you can buy better weed than what he had in Dallas, Texas.
Well, I mean, if he's hanging out with
There's
Hook,
no
definitely.
better way. No better way to end this show. Grim Reaper forever. UpandOverPod.com. Hit the motherfucking shit up.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next
Fuck
week.
Cody Rhodes.